Hi Aries, I'm here to do a special on Venus's move through Venus's move through Cancer. Okay, this is take 2 because I changed the way I was doing these for you guys. Okay, I've gone ahead and pulled everything preliminarily while I was looking at your chart and thinking about you. I filmed one yesterday and then I decided to do them more detailed, okay, since it's such a big transit, because basically we have a very large grand square in the sky, which is also known as like a war between, you know, certain houses, okay, of the zodiac wheel. That'll be at the end of the transit on August 11th, okay, and then on August 1st there's some other, you know, planetary aspects. Actually, it's where they first meet up, I believe, is on August 1st, Uranus and Mars and the true node, okay, which is in Taurus. So definitely watch the intro. I will definitely do some check-ins next week too. I probably will not do weeklies next week because I have a couple more monthlies to do for Singled and Troubled, and I'm going to be running this series, okay, which will probably post in 3 parts, okay, because it'll run from, it started on June 17th and really started prior to then. The things that are going to be bubbling over for people, good and bad, okay, there's a lot of good energy, positive energy for transformation, started, you know, a while ago, and then probably hit, you know, a preliminary heightened time of emotion around the time of the full moon, which was nearly conjunct Pluto, that I did a special on. And then, you know, like I said, it, you know, it leaves Cancer on the 11th of August, and then on the 12th we have a full moon in Aquarius, which is, Aquarius is part of the grand square that'll be in the sky, all right, between the aspects in Taurus, which will actually promote major change, which is good, in some areas where we've been stuck, and then it will definitely provide the momentum for that to free us for some restrictions, because there is a square aspect to Saturn, which is in Aquarius, all right, as well as to some other sections, which I discussed in the intro, so make sure you check that out. I pulled 2 main cards for you on on activation cards, and you got dynamic, all right. And this is about accepting that there are different frequencies in life, all right, and different elements, and to accept new things into our life, okay, and within ourselves with ease and grace and joy, okay. And then you also got sacral chakra. So I think there's like a lot of like life force here with this sacral chakra. There's some sexual energy with that, positive sexual energy that may come about for you guys over the course of this transit, as well as change, okay. Jupiter will be going into a retrograde in your sign, all right, during this period as well. I pulled some astrology cards. You pulled the first house, arrival, okay. You lead off the zodiac, so that is, you know, the house of, you know, that's Aries for your first house. We have solar calm. Then we have the 10th house, all right, which would be the natural ruler of the 10th house for you guys, okay, which is Capricorn, all right, which is where Pluto is. And then we have solar flares. So I do feel that over this period there will be, although there's massive transition that you're going to feel, and that you probably already know what's on the fryer or burner, or some of the things in your plans in your mind and heart, as well as some of the things that are going to be coming up from other networks and family members and stuff like that within your life. And then that said, there will be some surprises for everyone on some level or another. And then, you know, I feel like there will be like times of like calm, and then times of solar flares, all right. Here on the Moonology cards, you have Aries. You pulled first. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries, okay. You pulled adjustment. Adjustments are required, all right. You also pulled that one with a lullaby, so I do feel like there's some romance coming in around the middle of this period for you, okay. And then you pulled the art of seduction, with you and your loved ones are safe, okay, with the sign of Cancer. So it's funny that you pulled Aries and Cancer, like with this adjustments required in the middle. You also pulled on the Wild Unknown archetype oracles. Okay, you pulled the father. So I do feel like you're dealing with your father, or you're a father figure, or you have another masculine that may be appearing in your home, since Cancer rules the 4th house for you guys, all right, which is the house of home, and you will have Venus passing through there. You may in particular have a father or be a father yourself with you may have some Libra or Tauranian aspects in your own chart, or your father does, or there may be a divine feminine that may be entering the scene, or someone else with those features, okay? You have the cave, all right, here as the second card, all right? So I do feel like you have gone into a cave, maybe during these periods of solar calm, during this transition, where there's gonna be a transition where you like appear from the cave. And it's funny because the first, I pulled tarot on all these. So under the father, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Three of Pentacles, all right? You also pulled Elixir of Life, and it's time to take action, all right? And having those there together, I do feel like there's something new that you're working on here, that you're bringing into being. You may or may not have someone else that you're involved with there on that. Okay, furthermore, you may have some dealings with like a baby mama or a baby daddy over this, interim, or a potential hopeful for that, all right, that you're bringing into your home, or thinking about bringing into your home, or vice versa there, okay? Somebody you're thinking about bringing into your internal nuclear crowd, okay? Whether that has occurred or not, okay? But there's something here in work or in love that's like, it's time to take action with your sign on the Moonology card and Elixir of Life. So I do feel like there's something that's feeding an internal fire here for you, okay? Also you have, I also pulled some of these cards which have to do with goddesses, because, there's, the theme of Venusian figures in general is going to come up quite a bit. So I did it for Cancer as well. And your first one is the Visitor, all right, which has to do with Lunar Mansion 7, all right, which is the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. So to pull this with father, some of you maybe again, I feel like somebody new or a family member is visiting you, or you visiting them is going on here. There may be something like that in the beginning of this transit, or over this transit for you. You pulled Athena, all right, have also corresponding with Gemini, all right, and that has to do with a lot of inherited gifts or talents that are passed down in your family, or from your ancestors, all right, something that's like innate in you, all right, and you may be trying to tap into those during these periods of the calm where you're going into a cave, because right after you go into that cave, I have the Fool, the Lovers, the Six of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups. So again, I feel like after you get out of that cave, or maybe in that cave, depending, for some of you, you may start something quasi-privately, like only you and your nuclear family knows, or something like this. For some of you it may be, but the Fool with the Lovers, the Fool is Aquarius and Aries energy there. With the Lovers, that's Gemini energy, okay? The Six of Cups tends to mean it's somebody coming back around, or somebody you feel very nostalgic about, all right? And I have the King of Cups, all right? That's another masculine figure, or you, very being in a place of heavy, deep emotions, all right? It's a relationship card, I mean, the Queen of Cups could show up here at any moment, but this is somebody from the past, or making a choice about somebody in the past, because it is here with the Ace of Swords and the Lovers. You may be making a choice to cut somebody out to let somebody else in, or something of this nature here, I'm sensing, okay? We'll see with the qualifiers. But here on the end, then you've got Alethea, all right? And this has to do with truth and disclosure, and sometimes somebody that brings disclosure, but I feel like this is you, Aries, all right? I feel like, and your starter card here, out of these, you pulled another Lunar Mansion, and it is 25, the Rebel, which has to do with approximately 8 to 21 degrees of Aquarius, which is where which is where Saturn will be, which will be part of the grand square in the sky, all right? You know, so that's where we'll feel restrictions, all right? Saturn already brings restrictions, but the square is met up with other fixed sign, with that being Taurus, okay? Where Uranus, lightning bolt, revolutionary change, will be meeting up with the true node, which has to do with our destiny and future, and Mars. So that will have the power of the change will emanate from there insofar as the sky is concerned, in my general opinion, okay? You know, I can't see where all your placements are. If you guys have Venus happen to fall where one of the other points on the square is, then that might make a considerable difference for some of you or give me more insight, but I'm not looking at your personal charts here. Additionally, down on this disclosure here, all right, and this truth, like, I feel like, you know, this has to do again with a relationship. I have the Two of Cups, the Last Judgment, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So again, I feel like this has to do with releasing restrictions from the past or some other major call here that's made. It could literally be bringing somebody back in that you no longer talk to or aren't currently talking to. It doesn't mean that it's your ex. But I have the Two of Cups, the Last Judgment, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Cups. And then you end here with the Art of Seduction, and you and your loved ones are safe. And also on this, you have a T card of the Sun, happiness and well-being. So I feel like this ends well for you, this transit. I'm not going to say you're not going to run into challenges from other areas of your life. You definitely will. Taurus rules the second house. Venus, themes of second house matters will be of prominence to you during this time. Okay, since, you know, Taurus occupies your second house or is the ruler of your second house. Okay, it's natural placement. All right, so that has to do with income, okay? It also opposes your 8th house. So there might be major changes in serious relationships that end and that have to do with legacy and, you know, major deep sexual relationships, things of this nature may be up for radical change because this will be opposing that, all right? And the South Node will be in the 8th house of Scorpio. Okay, so you may be releasing some old things to either go back to somebody from the past or have somebody else come back to you that you know, currently or previously were not talking to, or some sort of major adjustment here, okay, that may be clicking off for you, okay? And it may just have to do with your own legacy, you know, in some ways, okay? And what you want to leave for future generations may be under radical reassessment and change, all right? What you find beautiful, you know, what you find attractive, all of these things may be transitioning, okay? As well as you may have lovers or potential lovers that are serious soulmate quality feelings entering and or leaving, okay? Or both, all right. You also pulled Bouquet, which one other sign pulled, it may have been Cancer. A compliments from an admirer. You pulled Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change, okay? Well, that isn't going to last long because of this transit through the house will bring about, you know, like I said, with Uranus and Taurus, and, you know, this is a grand square between fixed signs. Anything that is stubborn to change is subject to a tower. That's when we resist change so long that the tower, you know, happens. You know, it's the universe's way of shaking up structures that were built on sand or were not meant to last, okay? And the premium recipe for a tower is Mars, Uranus, and Saturn. And that is exactly where we have a grand square. And, you know, in addition to a couple other placements forming, you know, that make up that grand square, including the nodes, the past and the future, okay, path here, also taking part in this grand square. You know, there will be some towers for people that resist change, okay? In a good way. I mean, that's the universe's way of shaking up things where we've been hanging on too long, okay? Let's see, what else? I pulled some, I have these funny cards with like some archetypes that are like, I don't know, modern archetypes here. And I feel like two different themes from them, and two of them could be emanating from you. Two or more of them could be emanating from you. But I think in general, these are some Venusian, primary females that may be floating around your life, okay? And you could be one or more of these females. Take it as it resonates, all right? But I've got Joan Collins here. I've got Gala Dolly here. I've got Zelda Fitzgerald here. And I've got Courtney Love. And I feel as if right now, you guys might be vacillating between, in your own like stead, being punk and rebellious somewhat, like a ram can be, okay? A ram can be a rebel, and this Zelda Fitzgerald, like you can be classy and a great socializer, and then you can be a little bit like, some people may see you as like offbeat and like off the beaten path of normal, okay? Alternatively, you may have these energies around you in your life in one sense or another, okay? All right, and then with this Joan Collins and the Gala Dolly here, I feel like one or more of you may have either a mother or an aunt that is like, very kind of glamorous, but like likes to read like tabloids and stuff like that. That's just the vibe I'm getting, likes to read like romance trash or something, and I'm not saying Joan Collins is trash, but isn't necessarily reading Ernest Hemingway here, okay, or Scott Fitzgerald, okay, and then she may or may not be a blend with this Gala Dolly, okay, which I also see as either some sort of grandmother figure here or some other older feminine energy coming into your energy sometime over this period, okay? And, they may be a mixture of both, I don't know, or two separate people, but I do feel like some of you may have some Hispanic ancestry here, all right? And it might be that, your mother has like dual roles of some kind or another, anyways, these are just some energies that might be around you, or that you may be like feeling within yourself or examining within yourself, okay? I went over this in the beginning of, and some of the Venusian themes that may come up, all right, in the intro, as well as some stories about Venus, as well as her son Cupid, and some other important stories for these transits that I do think will play out some on your internal and external network environments in one way or another over this period, okay? I'm not going to get into the world stage right now, okay? I'm just staying within my signs' personal lives and their like immediate family networks, okay? Which is plenty to talk about. Anyway, that said, I would love to pull some clarifiers on some of these for you, Aries, all right? Because with the first house of arrival and the father and the visitor, I just really feel like some of you are traveling or have somebody coming in or out of your home, that is a male figure, or you going to a male figure's house, okay? That is, either your actual father or a father figure or a potential suitor, okay? Take it as it resonates, all right? Maybe your own baby daddy, I don't know, or you may be a baby daddy, or some other masculine energy here, father energy here, all right, is involved in a home scenario here. First house arrival, okay, fourth, and then Venus is transiting through the fourth house, all right? But I also see you involved in something tangible here. So some of you guys may actually be moving or considering moving or buying a new house or something like this, okay? For some of you that, some of you may have a theme of being, the seventh house also, partnerships, is also ruled, Venus is also ruled by, for Libra, okay, which, occupies your seventh house, rules your seventh house, all right, is also of significance at this time, okay? So I do feel like a lot of significant relationships are going to be forming, popping off, transitioning, in quite a powerful way for you guys over this transit. All right, let me pull on this Ace of Pentacles here. There you are. In the Ace of Pentacles, I pull the Queen of Rods, the Fool, and the Seven of Swords. So I do think like some of you either have some sort of new job opportunity, business idea, you know, that can form a significant foundation here for you, or a new house deal going through here. Four of Rods, okay? The very next card is the Queen of Wands, okay? That's representative of your energy, or another feminine energy in your space here. What's odd to me here is this Four of Pentacles sandwiched between the Queen of Wands and the Empress. So let me have this Four of Pentacles. Okay, because the Four of Pentacles is kind of like, and with the Seven of Swords, you might just be tight-lipped about a project. Like you might have a new, oh, there's the King of Rods. You'll have somebody else here popping into your energy here, potentially a father figure, or some potential counterpart here. Yeah. On this Four of Pentacles, I just pulled the King of Rods and the Empress. And the Page of Cups. So I do feel like there's some sort of offer that maybe you're considering making and haven't made yet. And it could be, if you're a masculine, that you may have been like thinking or deciding between two, because I have like, it could be. For others of you, I feel like this person is coming in, they see you as the Empress, and there may be some sort of love offer here. Okay, or apology, or some sort of offer here, or somebody you're just crushing on very hard that also has some fire energy in their chart here. Okay, what is this Empress? You may work with this person or have used to work with this person. Yeah, wow. Okay. On the Empress, I pulled the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Rods, and the Three of Cups. So some of you may have your parents actually visiting, and you know, for some of you that are expecting, you know, somebody's parents may be coming to visit, you know, to see the new baby. All right, because this, it looks like for some of you there's some celebrations here. All right, but with this Ace of Pentacles, for some of you, I just do see it at, you know, for some of you, you may be having a child. Okay, expecting a baby, having a child, having visitors because you have a new child, a new baby, okay? For some of you, it will be. For others of you, there's someone new coming in. Again, like I said with this theme, in or out of your energy that's new, that's a potential suitor, or back around, that's a potential suitor here, okay, of some significance, all right? That's going to set off second and seventh house issues here. This is somebody that would also be setting off, you know, north and south node matters, okay? Especially since this major, you know, thing is going to happen, you know, with this grand square here, all right? Which, like, right at the tail end of this. On this Three of Pentacles, I get the Magician, but I also feel like there's something, and the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So I feel like there's some sort of, and it may be like an opportunity that you couldn't take advantage of before, that all of a sudden comes into being, and now I have a King and Queen of Pentacles, or evolving over this period. It could be that there's a blended family scenarios here going on, like, and someone new is entering the picture here that you're wanting to bring inside the home, or vice versa. Okay, where you both may have other children, or there's also the potential here for a new business collaboration as well. All right, and a lot of prosperity here. All right, and there may be a new foundation that's formed that you previously felt cut off from. Okay, here with the Three of Pentacles, the Magician, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So somebody who was not free before may become available, or something of this sort. Okay, I'm not, I said this in some of the other reads, I'm not going to go into as much of a rabbit hole as I normally do for the consideration of every sign or placement's privacy on some end here, because I do, you know, I just, like, my main goal is to give you guys all like some advice on how to resist the square aspects that don't have to do with you, and, you know, so that you can free yourself and to take care of the aspects that are going to be of importance to you, and to have guidance on those things and be able to tap in so you can make your own best decisions on things that are going to come up over the course of the next month. Okay, that's it. Let's go over here to this Fool. Okay, because you know, at one period here, and I do, like I said, well, I already said, okay. So give me this Fool here. We have the Chariot, the Devil, and the Two of Wands. So here we have Capricorn and Cancer indicated, and Venus will be in opposition to Capricorn towards the tail end, okay? There could be a Fool's Leap towards or away from a Cancer. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, or away from some juggling if you were having a hard time deciding. And I did mention that there could have been some sort of weighty decision over here for some of you that were coming up, that were keeping you bound in some way or another, okay? So I have here the Fool, the Chariot, the Devil, and the Two of Wands. This also could have to do with, you know, material manifestation and new opportunities that are somehow global in nature, okay? It could. All right, it could be fast, progressive movement towards those, okay? Especially with Jupiter going back over some of the sections in your first house, all right? You know, it can have, you know, a good impact to like kind of blow up a project in a good way, and the Chariot is tied to Cancer and Jupiter, you know? So for others of you, this Fool's Leap may be away from some place where you felt like you could not pursue your opportunities, or were involved with any kind of codependency or anything like trying to act out negative Pluto patterns, like which can be jealousy, possessiveness, control, things of this nature, okay? Bondage, just things that, you know, have limited you, okay? What is the Lovers here for? And I do feel like you've kind of gone into some sort of cave to do some reflecting about what those are. And I think some of you are actually like paying attention to your dreams, and like maybe saying prayers, and maybe trying to, you know, just feel like you're like prior ancestors around or something of this nature here, okay? Trying to tap in here, okay? On the Lovers, I get Justice, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel like there's some sort of choice here, all right? And you may have felt bound to not be able to do everything you wanted to do because of financial constraints, okay? For others of you, you are making a choice to go after somebody that either you or them were previously left out in the cold because you have not been able to let go of this person, okay? Take it as it resonates, all right? And they may have Taurus or Libra predominantly in their chart. They may, okay? Which is like, you know, I mean, you know, the Emperor and the Empress are divine counterparts, all right? And the Emperor is representative, whether you're masculine or feminine, of Aries energy ruled by Mars, okay? And there will be, you know, this big grand square, you know, is conjunct, you know, Mars and Uranus, okay? So that's radical transformation and change, okay? And freeing from restrictions of other parts of the square that may have been impeding on us in the past, okay? Still with me. All right, let's get the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups, I get the Sun, the Queen of Wands, there you are, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I see you like either really having, you know, this is a real step up here, okay? This is like a commitment to something you really want to work on, okay? And you could also be experiencing at the same time that this other thing is happening, you know, a real leap forward with your work here, okay? That brings you a lot of joy and happiness. But here with the Sun and the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, I see this as like very nostalgic soul kind of tie here, all right? And a recommitment to really work on something and invest in it and become like a master at it, like very, very diligently. Let me see here. What's this Ace of Swords? Yeah. On the Ace of Swords, I get the Nine of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So I do think that there's going to be some truths that come out here, okay, also at this time. And again, I see partnerships, your first house, these things are going to affect you on a first house level very, very strongly, okay? Leo will have the Sun in its sign, okay? So that is, you know, natural ruler of the fifth house, okay, of romance, all right? And so romance will, you know, be popping for you as well over this period, since the sun will be in your transiting your 5th house. Also things having to do with joy, creativity, children, and general happiness, okay? Especially that kind of romantic love that gives you feelings of nostalgia, 6 of Cups like thing. Does not mean that it's somebody from the past. Could be, but does not mean it is, okay? I definitely see a big transition here, okay? Of some sort or another here, all right? Let's see, all right? And a step back on towards, you know, the true node here, okay? All right, so give me this King of Cups. There may be some truth spoken, yeah, about prior places that you had your walls up or somebody else did. 9 of Wands, all right, and that releasing that is these truths spoken, and I do see that this is probably with another individual, brings a victory of some sort or another here over this period, okay? Because I have the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups, okay? And so there's going to be some truth spoken about somebody's walls here, and like a guard or, you know, things that were blockading here, okay? Are going to be discussed. And here on the King of Cups at the end, I have Death, 5 of Swords, and the Fool in reverse. So there may have been choices made in the past that you or somebody else made that they want to discuss, like that they've transformed those things and they're either, you know, dropping 5 of Swords like energy, okay? And, you know, this person may have made a bad decision in the past, okay? Or may have felt foolish, or you did in the past due to decisions or a fool's leap that you made over love, okay? All right. What is this 2 of Cups here? On this 2 of Cups, I get the 7 of Cups, the Hermit, and the Tower, okay? And this is on that where that Alethea is, okay, which I told you again has to do with disclosure. There's disclosures and things coming here, then they're coming here, okay? And I have on this 2 of Cups, okay, which is, again, has to do with a significant relationship, okay? The 7 of Cups, the Hermit, and the Tower, okay? So there may have been prior options here that were being explored, or a time of introspection. Again, Aquarian energy is indicated over here, and then the Hermit, which is Virgo's card, but also has to do with Aquarius because the Hermit holds the star of Aquarius, okay? Just taking the time for inner reflection here. There may be, like, again, some more disclosures going on here, okay? That are earth-shaking, but in a good way. I see them in a good way for you, Aries. It's just the way I see them here, but let's see here. What's this last judgment? You guys are gonna have some major love stuff come up here and over this transit, okay? And some changes, good, positive. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be intense, okay? On this last judgment, we have the King of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so give me the 8 of Swords here. There may have been like prior, you know, again, this could be somebody coming back from the past, regardless of whether you had a relationship with them or not, or somebody new coming in with a message very, very fast, okay? And when I get the Lovers here and the King of Pentacles was up there too, all right? Eight of Swords. On the 8 of Swords, I have the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. There may have been like some family scenario where if you were involved with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here that previously felt tied up or bound by, okay, that might be getting released, okay, or that something here again is like, okay, and then what is this 9 of Wands? The Empress. Oh my God. All right. On the Nine of Wands, I get the Empress, the Two of Cups, the Star, and the King of Cups. So we have two kings on each aisle, and we have a King of Wands too. I mean, I think you're dealing with an Emperor, or I mean, you are the Emperor, but there's some father, another father or masculine energy here. Just take it, flip it, swap it as you see fit. I refer to them as masculine, feminine, because the energy behind the card, okay, does not, there's no gender in tarot here. But here's this deep well of emotions here on this Nine of, Wands. The Empress, the Two of Cups, the Star, and the King of Cups. The Empress is your divine counterpart, Aries. Okay, this is like, this is love here. Okay. All right, and again, hang on. I have Aquarian energy here. I also have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpionic energy here. Okay, I have Two of Cups and I have the Empress. Okay, there may be a healing here going on in regards to a prior soul connection. A lot of healing, all right? There may be the possibility that you have one or more suitors also that like try and like court you seriously at the same time, which causes like an internal like tower for you. You know, because it's not like a casual thing. It's like they're both serious things and you can really only go with one. Okay. Six of Cups. What is this? On the Six of Cups, I get the Four of Cups reversed, the Page of Swords, and the Strength. So I do think that like for some of you, you have to shut something down to go after something else, okay, that you want. And there's like a big release, which is going to happen with the aspects anyway. And it doesn't mean a release from somebody else necessarily. It could just be a release from your own conditioning of yourself and places you've held yourself back on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, whatever it is, okay? It does tie into relationships here for you over this period. As well as, you know, if it does tie into love, it's pretty significant connections, or ones you deem as potentially significant, okay? You know, I see, you know, with this Four of Cups, you know, and this, somebody may be let down, okay? But it's almost like for some of you, either you or someone else has had their eye on you for a long time and like hasn't made a move, and then all of a sudden like these moves are made over the course of this stead, okay, and like pressures are released, okay. However, for some of you, you may have like two people, you know, that you feel very strongly about, or something of this sort. And I do see you going with one of them, you know, because, you know, there's definitely love here, okay? There's definitely love here, and there's feelings of security the way this ends. And, you know, you have the Sun here, okay? Somebody's been stubborn. I mean, an Aries can be stubborn, all right? Any other fixed sign can be extremely stubborn if you're dealing with any fixed signs, okay? And, you know, it's just that it looks like there's a lot of good, cathartic, positive change here for you guys. So I'm really happy for you all. I will get this posted. I'm going to post them in sections, and I may post them all under one playlist, because again, I'm not going to do weeklies next week because these will still be going, and this is going to be very large. August will be a big month, okay, for a lot of signs, okay. But for you, they're going to particularly affect you on on a level that, you know, kind of, you know, it's, I mean, you know, that follows the rather regular dictates of the zodiac, okay, here. So if you guys have nodes that are in Taurus or Scorpio, I went over those in the beginning, they'll be particularly strong transit for you as well, making, you know, because either the north and south node will be re-meeting up, possibly, depending on where your node is in Scorpio and Taurus, or the north node will be reconnecting with the north node, okay? Both of those are good things. They happen to be like very, you know, kind of life-changing, but they're both good. I went over them in the intro, so definitely make sure you check into that, and let me know how it goes.